This very short presentation is about Nazi propaganda with particular reference to Nazi propaganda posters leading up to Hitler's election as Chancellor of Germany in 1933. The first poster we're going to look at is one that was produced by Molyneux, and the caption at the bottom translates as National Socialism, the organised will of the nation. And Goebbels claimed that Molyneux perfected the art of drawing the Nazi stormtrooper. These three gentlemen here are members of the SA, which was Hitler's paramilitary organisation. Their main job was to protect Hitler, but it was also to intimidate communists. It was to disrupt opposition parties, and it was to show the German public that Hitler had not only a private army but also support amongst young men, ex-soldiers in the population. So there's a strong message coming there, but also if you look at their faces and how their features are chiselled, they're unmerciful, they're strong, they're brave. If you like the perfect Nazi idea of the soldier, they're plain. They're obviously all white. So there's lots of features there that you will come across time and time again in propaganda posters produced during this period. And if you look at the colours, again, very common, the red, the black, the white. They stand out. They stand out to people, ordinary people. You know, if this was on a wall somewhere, then, you would notice it. And that stark contrast of colour really puts across a strong meaning as well. If we move on to the next one, this is 1929 election poster, and of course the famous caption at the bottom: 2 million dead. Did they die in vain? Never. Front soldiers. Adolf Hitler is showing you the way. Of course, the poster is referring to World War One, where 2 million German soldiers were killed or wounded, and Hitler, one of his big election promises was about getting rid of the Treaty of Versailles, the injustice of the Treaty of Versailles, the humiliation of the Treaty of Versailles. And this propaganda poster shows a solitary German soldier. To me, he looks lonely, he looks sad, he looks deflated. And it's more of a commemoration. It's drawing people to the sacrifice the soldiers made and to the fact that Hitler plans to put that sacrifice right. I use the word right. He plans to scrap the Treaty of Versailles. Again, powerful given the military tradition in Germany, the respect for the armed forces in Germany, and of course a lot of Germans wanted their country to be returned to its former glories and its former stature as a great power. This one is probably a little bit, again, September 1930 poster. Little bit more complex. On the left hand side we have this dagger obviously killing this snake through the head, and what's interesting about this is the words that are here. You'll see them going around there, and of course the symbol which is down here, which is the Star of David, of course representing Judaism. But funnily enough, this snake isn't just representing Judaism. It's representing usury, Versailles, unemployment, the war guilt lie, communism, lies and betrayal, inflation, Locarno, the Dawes Pact, the Young Plan, corruption, and then there's 3 Jews named who were all involved in corruption scandals or financial corruption scandals and prostitution, terror and civil war. And Hitler is implying that the Nazis will rid Germany of these things, all of which I think would be unpopular amongst the German people. Moving on from there, probably the most famous Nazi propaganda poster, you'll have probably seen this in textbooks, is the typical work and bread, and the Nazi official handing out tools to the German workers. And of course this poster is linked to the Great Depression. The fact that you had 6 million German people unemployed by 1932 in need of a job, and again using the red, the black and the white. Hitler's very basic promise is, we will provide you with the means by which you can live your life, work and bread. And this appealed to a lot of Germans who would overlook perhaps some of the anti-Semitic language or whatever in favour of this very simple message, because a lot of them were desperate and they didn't see a way out of their problems. And perhaps in this day and age, that's something we can't really appreciate the draw of.